Welcome to another video. I'm TCG, and today we're going to go over the current meta and how we're going to beat Bluepurp. The biggest question right now is what deck should we play in a fully aggro meta at the moment. I was quite busy last weekend. I was at the Bandai Fest in Vegas, and as you can see, there was 11 out of 16 decks that was Bluepurp, and there was a wing deck and a Dynamis deck that catch my attention, and there was one red-white deck that made it to the top 4. So today we're going to talk about what is the best option for you at the moment if you don't want to play the meta. I had an amazing experience. I have a vlog coming up soon in the next few days about my Bandai trip, and that was one of my favorite TCG trip ever. I didn't go to many, but I was looking forward to go to more TCG event. If you guys like vlogs, just comment below, let me know. And as you can see that about 81% of you guys who's watching my video are not subscribed to my channel. Please subscribe to the channel and click on the bell button and make sure to be the first one to watch my videos, and comment below, like my content. I'll be happy to share my content for you guys. So let's dive into this week's tier list. So 2 weeks ago, I was right. Bluepurp is #1 on the list, and I have not much to say about this deck. And you guys watch all the videos online, and you guys know that Bluepurp is just destroying majority of the decks right now. And I will drop Dio down to the A tier list because Dio, it's amazing against any white deck, but it's not good against any aggro because it's either you have it or you don't. And it's really based on the factor of if your opponent actually have all the cards they need in order to finish you out by turn 4. If they do, like, you're pretty much screwed. So the reason why it's a tier A versus a tier S is that tier S, I will base it on the consistency and your win rate, and also how good the deck is against other matchups. So far, I believe that Dio, it's an amazing deck against anything but Bluepurp. So if you're able to stabilize and they don't have the nuts, you're okay with Dio. I tried it on my first day of my side event in my NTC because I didn't make it to the wait list for the original LCQ. So I was playing a lot of side events, and against mirror, I won almost all my mirror match against. When I say about mirror match, I say anything against blue-white and potentially against any other white decks. So I have card advantage, I have hand size advantage, I have field advantage, I have almost everything under control against any white decks. But when you play against an aggro, it's quite hard to deal with. So that's why Dio is a tier A. And right now, one of my friend Kenny Penchi, he was able to win 2 new type challenge this weekend with his green-white Dynamis. So we're gonna talk more about it. I will do a deck profile with him. So I think Dynamis is a tier S at the moment, and I think that it's a very consistent deck. So green-white wing Dynamis is in the same category as blue-white, but I think there's a slight edge compared to blue-white. So that's why green-white is a tier S, because it's an extremely consistent deck that you can deal with aggro very early. If you're able to stabilize, most likely you control the whole game and you finish it off with wing 0 to board wipe the whole board. And I feel that that's actually insane. And the next deck would be, I will bounce blue-green to tier B. And there's a new deck that I cooked that I will talk more about it. It's red-purple. So any red deck, it's an extremely good counter for S tier, but the professor called it more like a luck sack deck. So technically you need your command in your shield to burst to make sure that you stay alive. Same thing has striker pack, close combat, battle of A's, improved techniques, maybe even an all range. All range, I can see that all range going to be a card that people are going to start playing because all range, it's a hard counter for Corsica base. So you can pop all the Leos, you can pop all the remaining 1 HP units that Bluepurp ping themselves. So you just need to play your cards right in order to survive. But in my build, I'm not playing all range, but I'm looking forward to add all range in it. So I feel that red purple might be a good counter for the current meta. So you guys gonna see more videos. Gonna do a deck profile either this Wednesday or next Wednesday. So just stay tuned. I will try my best to put it together. And the Orlando special, the Weenie Orlando special, I think that deck is quite good. I would bump it down to maybe B tier because I don't think that it's good enough, but I need more testing for that. And one of the decks that's gonna replace that will be red-white. So red-white, I feel that there's a lot of potential because red, it's a hard counter for Bluepurp. So I will bring the C tier updated list to A tier. And also another red-white will be the G-Fret, G-Quox red-white. That's insane deck. I tried it yesterday. I did mid with it. I went into round 1 against green-white Dynamis, and that was my nemesis. Like, it was so hard to deal with the 6 HP Dynamis that he just keep attacking and breaching. So it's just quite insane that it was my matchup. So I still need to fix the deck a little bit before I share it to the public. Clan, I will bump Clan to tier B, because Clan, it's actually good. Clan, it's up and coming. So I will fix that deck like as soon as possible, but I feel Clan has a lot of potential and I just don't have enough time to test all of them. But yeah, that's the upcoming deck that I'm pretty sure you guys are quite excited about that. So I will talk more about it. And I'll put blue-white over here. So the problem with blue-white is they didn't make it to the second day of the national, the North America National at the Bandai Fest. But I truly believe that if we fix the curve a little bit, if we add some gun cannons or something early game, that we try to focus more on a little bit more aggressive at the early stage of the game, I think blue-white will have a chance to be at A tier. So that's why I'm forecasting that blue-white will be on the top of the list. And the Bluepurp Lupus has a lot of chance. That's more like a mid-range deck that the professor is actually testing right now. I'm not sure if you're gonna play more with that deck, but I truly believe that it's an A tier list right now. I'll bump back up Justice Blocker because I can see that there's a lot of potential with that. So I did a mistake. I didn't play the G-Fred Kubli one. I played the red-white Justice Blocker version of that one. I splash 2 G-Quox in the deck, which is a late game finisher that you just ping 3 and you go for suppression. You try to catch up on the shield that you missed on the early game. So that's where it's supposed to be. And I just feel that the red-white, it's better than the blue-white Freedom version. So Freedom will stay right here. Over here is the red-blue ping. So this could be a red-blue ping, G-Fred Kubli, or a Cassatria Banagher ping. So that will be a B tier. I kind of feel that it's rough against Bluepurp because yes, you repair, but it's also very slow because you cannot attack much standing units. So if your opponent just keep putting units and not attacking, you're quite screwed with that deck. Your only way out will be with Gundam Amuro or like the level 7, level 6 unicorn that rests the unit when it attacks. That's your only way out, but it's your way out if you have more units. But if you don't have more units, you're quite stuck with there if your opponent just drop a very wide board and just pass. So that's quite hard. And the Orlando special, it's still there. Like I think like people are gonna bring it back, the Orlando special, and try to make it work. And I feel that that's quite a strong deck at the moment, but I need to test more against Bluepurp. This deck, it's good against any white deck, against any blue-white, green-white, and red-white. Red-white's quite rough because the burst popping your units, but any non-red white deck would do well against it. And a mid-range blue-green, like maybe like a 1-year war, but like an upgraded package with more pings and a little bit more control-ish. So I think a 1-year war can be an upgraded version, so with NT1. And Psycho. So I think Psycho can be a hard counter for the current meta. So I will forecast that Psycho, I might bring back my Psycho Freedom deck and see how that goes. And I will test it a little bit more and maybe gonna bring it to my last remaining NTC. So we'll see. So 1 Year War, it's still part of them, part of B tier. Penelope, I didn't got a chance to try it more, but I still feel it's a B tier. There's a lot of potential. Earth Federation with Age, Penelope also have good options. The Merida, Cassatria, Unicorn, I might bring that to tier A. One of my friend Josh, he was able to top 4 multiple times with that deck, and I will just bring it back there. I'm not sure if you played red white Cassatria or blue white blue red Cassatria, but I will just leave it there. And purple green purple, that's actually a very interesting deck. I think that has a lot of potential. The same thing has red purple and green purple. Those are my most favorite deck. It's fun to play, and I think there's a lot of potential with that. And red white Sinanju, I think that has a lot of potential. I think it's an A tier list deck. Rebuild blue white, I think it's a B tier. And Unicorn blue white, it's a B tier still for me. So I think with the remaining decks over here will stay as a C tier. And my D tier is still remain the same until further investigation and further testing. And so in order to conclude this week of meta tier list, I truly believe that any red deck will be a hard counter for Bluepurp. And any blue-white, it's a control deck, so I think those have a lot of potential. And right now, a lot of my local players are ditching Bluepurp, so we're going back to the same situation of what happened during GDO2, that it was hardly aggro 1 Year War at the beginning, and after that, we kind of swap a little bit to more like a white format. So we're gonna have like a 25% Bluepurp, 25% green white, 25% blue white, and the rest of the deck will be a mix and match of other variation of white decks. And some people are gonna go maybe like blue aggro something. And the hard question right now is Gundam Amuro really that broken? I think that Gundam Amuro, it's not broken. I truly believe that Amuro is a supporting card that if you have a good board control, Amuro will become broken. Amuro, it's like a finisher to the game right now. I just feel that Amuro on its own, if you just link a Gundam with Amuro and swing for units for a trade, that's not good enough. But Amuro tapping a blocker, the last remaining blocker to finish off the game in a Bluepurp deck or in any other deck, that's what make it good. It's the pilot who actually make it good. Like the pilot, when I'm talking about pilot, I'm talking about the player. The player, a skilled player, will turn Amuro into a very extremely broken card. But Amuro by itself, I feel that Amuro should not be banned, because if Amuro is banned, then there's no more thing that can stop for blocker. So blocker will be overpowered. That's how I see it. So you need to have a balance between blocker and aggro. Aggro without Amuro, there's no aggro. And just for example, a Afterin, a Dynamis, a Lock-On, it's not enough to beat blockers. So you guys gonna complain the day that Amuro gonna get banned, because everybody gonna play blockers and it will be a 30 minutes round that you won't be able to finish the game, and everybody gonna be overtime because people are just gonna play blocker. And if Amuro is banned, like I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys gonna quit the game because there's no way out for blockers, and there's nothing you can do beside Wing Zero, Wing Gundam. You're gonna breach, so the whole format gonna be full of breach, and your blocker gonna be useless. So until then, if anything happen, I truly believe that Amuro need to be stayed in the game, and that's what gonna balance between aggro and other stuff. So I gonna see more and more breach deck coming into the meta, because breach is a hard counter for aggro and for blockers. So that's why I truly believe that green white is the tier S right now because it's a very extremely consistent deck, and that's what I'm looking forward for the current meta. And share your opinion, what you think about the deck, and you guys can let me know if Gundam Amuro is broken or not. I truly believe that Gundam Amuro, it's not a broken card. It's an amazing card, but not a broken card that deserves to get banned. So thank you for watching. Please subscribe to the channel and like this video, comment what you think about the current meta. And if you agree with me or not, I'm happily to see it. And on to the next one.